I want to talk to you guys about setting your standards. Okay. How many of us have have gone along life where we're just like, you know what, we're adapting to other people's standards, but we don't adapt to our own. Okay. I want you to start thinking about, okay, if I was the businessman, the businesswoman that I want to be in the future, what type of standards would I have? Start thinking about your present standards of what you're currently living with now, and also start thinking about what type of standards you would like to have as you start building your business and your organization. Because I always tell everybody, people will always do what you do, not what you say. Okay, so what type of things are we going to start changing in our lives so that people can actually say, hey, you know what? I want to do what you're doing. I want to have the results that you're having. I want to be able to accomplish some of the goals that, like the way that you did, I want to accomplish my own. So we got to make sure that we start setting the standard. I think it's so important to know and understand what they are and how you want to accomplish it. Because if you're just living life just day by day and not really making any changes and not really setting any standards for yourself, you're just going to be average, right? And nobody here wants to be average. Or let me know, does anybody here want to be average? If you do, maybe if you guys are on Zoom, put like a little emoji if you want to be average. I don't think you do, because I think we were born to be great, not to be average, right? Yeah, right there. Nope, like we don't want to be average, right? So, what are some of the things that we need to start working on as we're working on building our standards? I believe that one of the things that we need to start focusing on is waking up, right? Some of us we have to make decisions on a daily basis. I think we all make decisions on a daily basis. Some of us are making decisions just to wake up and get out of bed. Some of us are like, hey, you know what? Today I feel like it. Today I don't feel like it. It's like, what does how you feel have to do with what has to get done? We got to just do it, right? Some of us, maybe as soon as we wake up, what is the first thing that we do? We hit that snooze button. It's like, okay, we want to hit that snooze button. It's like, no, when your alarm goes off, what do you got to do? You got to get up. Now, one thing that I learned is this: everybody's different, everybody wakes up different. I'm that guy that is just like, you know what? I want to just like wake up, open my eyes for a little bit, and just kind of like sink it in that I'm awake, that I'm alive. So if I want to hit the snooze button, I put my alarm maybe like 5, 10 minutes before I really want to get up so I could wake up, and it gives me a little bit of a moment for me to like just gather my thoughts. Let's get this day started and let's go. But for the most part, some of you guys, as soon as you guys hit the snooze button, you go back to sleep and then you hit it again and then you go back to sleep, then you hit it again. And then what happens is that you start rushing your morning. You start rushing like what you got to get done. You start rushing like getting ready. Then you're late. You're running through traffic, and then it messes up your whole day. Because if imagine that if you hit that snooze button so many times, and now you got to be somewhere, and you're rushing through traffic, you're gonna start getting mad at the people that are around you when they have nothing to do with what your decisions were that morning, right? Your other option is get up, right? Wake up, get up, jump out of bed. I want you guys to start thinking about some of the things that you've done in your life. Maybe when you were like a younger person, a younger child, and you knew that there was something exciting to do that day, right? Let's just say, for example, you were going to go to Disneyland. Okay, a lot of kids love to go to Disneyland, or maybe you guys as adults, you know that, hey, you know what? Today I'm excited because after I do my day, I'm gonna go to a concert. I'm gonna go have dinner with a friend, a family member, and you're excited for it, right? So what that does to your body is gonna just like it's gonna react differently because there's something for you ahead of you, right? And what happens is that if you know that you're gonna get up in the morning, or this one's really good for us too. Some of us that travel, when you know that your flight is gonna leave early, right? And you're just like, I can't miss my flight. And you already know the night before you go to sleep, like, okay, I got to get up early. Some people, they program their minds to get up even before the alarm goes off because you're excited. Or as soon as the alarm goes off, like you're up, right? You're up, you're ready to go. You're like, okay, let me get up, let me do this. It's a great day. You're excited because you are looking forward to whatever you got planned. Now, if in your business, you're waking up and hitting that snooze button, it's probably because you don't have anything planned for the day. You don't have any appointments for the day. So you're not going to get any results for the day, right? Because you have to make sure that you have your day planned out. If you're the type of person that as soon as the alarm hits and you're waking up in your business is because you're excited. You're like, okay, what are we going to do today? Even if you don't have the day planned out, you can still get up early. You can still focus on what you got to do and be excited for the day, right? So this is a choice. This is a choice that we have every single morning. Every single one of you guys that are here today or listening to this today, you had that choice today, this morning. Do I get up and hit the snooze button, or do I get up and get ready and go, right? It's all going to depend on how excited you are about your day and what you have programmed for that day, right? So waking up is the first thing that you got to just make sure you're on top of. These are the type of standards that you're going to have to start building for yourself. Not only are you going to have an alarm clock, but what time is your alarm clock at? Are you going to respect your alarm time? If you put it at 5 in the morning, are you getting up at 5 in the morning to maybe go to the gym, to maybe go take a walk, to just get up and get your day started? Or if you have it at 6, 7, it doesn't matter what time you have it at, but respect that time, get up and go, right? Let's set the standard as far as how we wake up in the morning. It's so important for you as you're building your business and as your teammates start looking for you for guidance as well. They're like, okay, this person is all about getting up in the morning. You might think it's something so small, such a small detail, but it's a big detail, right? Okay, so waking up. How about getting dressed, right? You have to wake up and you have to get dressed. I don't know about you guys. I have this little thing about me that I get kind of irritated when I go out to the store or I go places and I see people walking around in pajamas. I think that's why I'm telling you guys, are you guys still in your pajamas? Like, get up, get dressed, right? Anybody feel like that? Like, hey, you know what? Like, dad, this person, it's already like noon and they're still in pajamas. Like, what does your day look like? What are they doing? What are their goals? What do they want to accomplish? Not much, right? Like, who walks around in pajamas? On top of that, whatever you're wearing, how you dress is going to affect how you feel, right? So what type of standards do you want in your business? Think about this. When you go show up to an appointment, are you going to be showing up to an appointment in like just jeans, a t-shirt, and a hat with a client that you don't even know that you want to get business from? Or are you going to get there dressed up, suited and booted, business attire, ready to go, showered, hair combed, shaved? You know, if you guys are men and you guys have your beards like clean cut, right? Whatever it is, make sure that you're dressed up. Here's an example. Like, you know what? We got to get dressed up. What type of standard can you see your business in? What type of standard do you want to set for your teammates as they come in? Are you going to be that person who is like very casual in your business and you're dressed casual? You're like, oh, don't worry about it. Business casual is fine. I've learned a long time ago that being casual creates casualties, right? We don't want to be casual about our business. I mean, we're taking our business serious. We want to look business. We want to feel business. We want other people to see, hey, you know what? We are all about business. Men, women, dress up. You're going to feel better. You're going to conquer the day a lot better. You're going to just make a lot more things happen. And not only that, but people are going to start seeing you different. I had a conversation with somebody here on the team last week, and they were like, hey, I'm going to go to a family gathering. And then I asked her, I said, well, normally when you go, like, how are you dressed? You know, are you dressed very casual where they're going to see you like they always see you? Or are you going to show up and they're going to say, dang, like you look different today. Like, why are you dressed like this? You know, you want to create that impact with people and start creating that standard for yourself of who you are, who you want to be, and what you want to accomplish. Is this making sense? Yeah, a little bit. All right, Zoomland, is this making sense to you guys? Get up, dress up. It's going to make a huge difference in how you take over the rest of your day, right? If you're dressed up, you're going to feel great. Another thing too that we want to make sure that we're aware of is go to work, right? There's nothing better than to get up on time, early, get dressed, and then go to work. I mean, if you're dressed up for success, it's a lot more possibilities that you're going to acquire success throughout your day. Some people are afraid of this 4-letter word, which is work, right? They're just like, work, like, what do you mean? How can I do it? Can I just sit on my phone all day and attract people and get business out of it? That's one way to do it, but you can't do that all the time. There's a lot of work that has to get done. I mean, some of us that are doing like open houses right now, isn't there preparation that we need to do? We need to prepare. We need to know our homes. We need to maybe run some comparables, maybe print out flyers, go door knocking, visit the neighbors, get there to the open house on time, early, right? Get there early. That way you could put out your for open house signs. Maybe hit the market once again. Go talk to the neighbors. There's a lot of work. It's not just showing up and just, hey, you know what? I'm here. Like, no, there's preparation that has to get done. Don't be afraid of the work, right? The work is the one that's going to get you to the next level. They're going to help you just achieve what you want to do. And what happens too is that when you got up early, I mean, it just keeps repeating itself, but you get up early, you dress up, you're going to even work differently. You're going to talk differently. You're going to walk differently where you're like nice and ready since the morning. You're dressed up and you're out there in the field working, right? Clients will feel your energy and you don't want to have your low energy. You want to have your high energy up. You want to vibe as high as possible to start attracting that type of clientele. Is this making sense? All right. So, what are some of the things that we can work on as we are working on ourselves? Okay. I like to call this our 4 pillars. Some of you guys may know what this is, some of you guys may not, but I think this is very important, very essential for us to all be working on a day to day basis. What does this consist of, right? Now, you can follow it or not, but I think that this is like 4 pillars is like driving a car with 4 wheels. If you only do 3 of these things a day, then it's like you driving around with only 3 wheels instead of all 4, right? Or it could be 2 wheels, or imagine just driving a car with 1 wheel. You're not going to get anywhere, right? You have to make sure that you're working on all four cylinders, like full gas ahead. What are some of these pillars? I like to talk about you working on your faith. Okay. Now, we're not here to change anybody's faith or beliefs. I just feel like, hey, you know what? There has to be something bigger and better than you. And whatever that is to you, make sure that you connect with it, make sure that you're with it. And I believe that when you start believing in something bigger and better than you, with faith behind it, you start creating the results because then the emotion comes in and you really start like feeling what you're going for. When you're looking at this business and you're starting off, do you guys agree that you need some type of faith to get through this business? Because don't we have to go through so many obstacles? Don't we talk to so many people that give us no's, that say, no, you can't do this. No, I'm not ready. No, I don't want to do business with you. No, 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 no. We have to have faith that in between all of these no's, we're going to find those yeses as well, right? Because even though there's a lot of no's, there's also going to be a lot of yeses that are going to be wanting to do business with you, that like you, trust you, do business with you, and continue to do business with you in the future, right? And maybe even refer you out to other family or friends because they want to, they like your vibe, right? So faith. Second pillar that I like for you guys to focus on is your family. Okay. I always say, you know what? If your home and your family are doing well at home, you're going to bring that energy into your business. And people are going to also see it and feel it. Family, friends, right? Family and friends. Some people they're like, well, I'm not close to any of my family members. Well, I'm sure you're close to somebody. Make sure that you're like always just in tune. Make sure that you reach out to them. I say this week in and week out, but make sure you guys reach out to family members and let them know, hey, you know what? I was just thinking about you. I care about you. And just wanted to say that, want to just say I love you. Family, I think, is very important when you guys are on a day-to-day base and you guys are on the rush and on the go, and maybe we forget to like tell your parents or your siblings or just somebody that you care about, let them know that, hey, you know what? Just want to let you know, have a great day. Like take those extra 5 to 10 seconds, look them in the eye and say, hey, you know what? Have a great day. Just want to let you know, I love you. I'll see you later. Because we don't know if that later is even going to happen, right? So many things happen in this world that maybe we left this morning, but they don't come back or you don't come back. What was the last thing that you told your partner, your parents, your kids, a friend, like just let them know like, hey, you know what? I love you. Have a phenomenal day. I'll see you later. Because what if that's the last words you heard from that person? Or what if those are the last words they heard from you? You know? So make sure that you keep your family tight. Make sure that you keep them there. Little quick story. This other day, what was it? I think it was like on Tuesday or Wednesday. I was dreaming of one of my brothers. He's out in Mexico. And I was dreaming about him, and I haven't talked to him in a while. And I dream of him. It was a nice dream. We're out there, we're just doing some cowboy stuff out there in Mexico. But I said, you know what, let me call him today because I haven't talked to him for a while. And I call him and he was like, oh man, I'm glad that you called. He was like, about 2 3 days ago, he was like, you were so close to like not having another brother. And I was like, why? What happened? He got into a big car accident, but he didn't like put it on any social media. He didn't say anything. And I was like, man, it's crazy how I thought about him. I had a dream about him. I called him and he had just went through this, right? You just never know what's happening to people. Like an accident can happen at any given moment, at any given time. And it's a great thing for you to focus on family, right? You guys agree with that? If you do, give me some emojis. Let me know you're still awake. Let me know if you guys agree with faith and family so far. Let me see. There you go. Hearts. All right. We got some hearts. Yes. Okay. So, third pillar, right? Faith, family. Check this one out. Monica just talked about this one. Fitness, right? I don't know about running 9 miles this morning, Monica, but a little bit of fitness is always a great thing to do, right? Even if it's a quick 15, 20 minute, some type of activity that you go out for a walk, you go do some weights, you go for a little jog, go on the treadmill, go on the elliptical. I mean, whatever you choose to do, right? Do some push-ups at home, some squats, whatever it is, but focus on your fitness every single day. Okay. This is something that's going to help you long term. I was told a long time ago that one of the goals in life should be to be able to be an older man or woman, maybe like, let's just say, like maybe you're in your 80s or your 90s, and you should have the strength enough to walk home with your bags of groceries, right? How many people do we know that are already older that can't even lift a bag of groceries, let alone walk it for like a mile, right? If you're able to do that, that you're able to walk with your groceries for at least a mile, I mean, you're in a good condition, especially if you're like in your 80s or 90s, right? So let's make sure that we focus on our fitness every day. Fitness is also going to have a big impact on your life, on how you feel, right? Because imagine how we talked about in the beginning, you wake up, you dress up, and if you're also like feeling great about yourself and your fitness and how you feel in your body, you're going to achieve more, right? It's just you see it everywhere. You see it all over like social media, TV. Most, not all, but most successful people, they look pretty fit, right? So let's focus on this. Focus on your fitness. The last one I always talk about is finance. You have to learn something new about finance on a daily basis, especially in the business that we're in, ladies and gentlemen. You must stay on top and stay afloat on what type of finance things are going on in the world, right? Imagine if you just learned one thing new every single day, whether it's about real estate, whether it's about just business, mortgage rates, anything that you want to learn about, learn one thing every single day to keep you afloat on your finance pillar. I think it's so important for you guys to just stay on top of that. And with these four pillars, you're going to be able to just focus. And I believe you'll be well rounded on everything that you need to start learning about this, right? So, faith, family, fitness, finance is one of the things that you guys should definitely focus on and make sure that you guys work on a daily base, right? So, anybody feeling all of this information? Shoot me some more emojis. Shoot me something, a comment on Zoomland, just to make sure that you guys are with me on these four pillars. Right. And if you guys have been focusing on your four pillars, continue to do it. I'm sure you guys could see how this is going to help you. And if you haven't, make sure that you start, right? Just start off on it. What's the worst that can happen? You get better. You start feeling better. You start connecting more with your higher power. You start learning more about finance. Everybody wants to make money, but nobody wants to learn about how money works. Learn how money works, right? Learn a little bit about finance. All right. Next thing is to be in the present, right? I want you guys to understand that it's very important for you guys to be in the present. When you guys are with somebody, don't get distracted. I think that a lot of us get so distracted with like our phones, with life, what's going on, this country, that country, this and that. There's so many things that are going on in life that we could get so distracted on, and we're not present to the moment, right? I think that it's very important. Like if you're with a family member, a business associate, somebody, like just disconnect from everything and be present to that moment. It's an art, I think, because not a lot of people are able to do that. They're with somebody and they're on their phones, they're with somebody and they're sending out emails, they're with somebody and they're not paying attention. Take a couple of moments and just pay attention to who you're with and what's going on at that moment. Okay. So be present, but also think about your future. Some people say, well, if I'm just present all the time, then how can I be like thinking about my future? You have to get excited about what's coming, but be present in the moment. I think that's a very key thing to be aware of. Be present in the moment when you're with somebody, but also continue to think about your future, because you're going to have to start thinking about what's coming to you so you can start attracting it. What do you want to be? Who do you want to become? And what are some of the daily things that you're going to have to focus on to become that person, to get to that location, right? Last thing I want to share with you guys, I heard this quote the other day. I believe it was by Les Brown. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Les Brown. If you haven't, you could YouTube him. He says, you can't fit a big dream in a small life. You can't fit a big dream in a small life. That was very like it was very inspiring for me when I heard that. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Like, how can I have these big dreams and I want to accomplish these big goals, but I'm still living in a small life? Goes back to how we started. What are your standards? What type of standards do you want to create for yourself and for your business? When you talk about big dreams to small-minded people, they're not going to get it, right? You have to surround yourself with people who also dream big, who are not afraid of working, who are not afraid of creating the difference in their lives, to creating these new habits and sticking to them. Because one thing is saying, yeah, I'm going to do it. The other thing is taking action and making it happen, right? So make sure that if you have big dreams, start working on your life and your lifestyle and make the changes so that you could accommodate to your big dreams, right? So they could be in sync. It's just so crazy to me how some people, they get shut down because they have such big dreams and they talk to small-minded people about them, and then they listen to those small-minded people and they say, hey, you know what, maybe this person is right, maybe I can't do this, and they start going back into the I can't instead of the I will, right? So make sure that you focus on that as well. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys got some type of information out of this. I hope you guys got some type of value out of this. Remember, start creating the difference in your life by starting off one day at a time. Make sure that you guys think about what type of standards you want to uphold for yourself as of right now, and then also for your future and for your teammates. So whatever those standards are, create it, start doing it today.